Sorry, guys, I was doing something. I forgot to flick it over. I'm here because a bunch of injury news just dropped. A lot of stuff for tomorrow as well, especially concerning the Spurs. Keldon Johnson out. Tyrese Halliburton out. Obviously not the Spurs. Devin Vassell out. Miles Turner questionable, interestingly enough. Jeremy Sohan out. So no Vassell, Johnson, Sohan. With only 2 more games for those guys this week on Friday and Sunday, almost impossible to hold them. Halliburton out as well, as I said. A whole bunch of stuff coming out. But Trey Jones not on the injury report. Devontae not on the injury report. Duarte out. Just everything just dropping here. Just a bunch of shit just all happened at once. So we'll go through all of that in a second. Welcome to the pregame show. We've got 6 games on today. We'll go through all of that. We'll talk about interesting things that are happening. We'll do some dribble game. We'll chat to you blokes and girls here in the... I know there's girls here because... Is Angela here? Yeah, Angela's here. Angela's always here. So we'll talk to you guys and girls, and we'll do whatever we need to do. What should we do first? Let's go flick over dribble game, and then we'll look at injury availabilities for today. All right, who we got? How quick can we knock out this dribble game today? Welcome, everyone. Hit thumbs up if you're here. Lonnie Walker to Steve Adams. All right, so Spurs player that plays with the Grizzlies. Spurs player that plays with the Grizzlies. Luke Kennard, no. Tillman, no. Maybe it's a Spurs player that played with the Pelicans? Did Devontae Graham... No, that's the wrong Spurs direction. It's not a Lakers guy. It's not a Lakers guy that's played with Steven Adams because Memphis wasn't involved in that. So it's got to be a Spurs player playing with the Pelicans or the Grizzlies. Who am I missing here? Grizzlies. Tyus Jones, obviously not. Jaren Jackson, Desmond Bain, Dylan Brooks. No, they're all drafted players. Bloody hell. Who's this one? Any ideas, chat? Who have we got here? I am struggling. Lonnie Walker, Spurs, Jakob Poeltl, no. DeJounte Murray, no. Derek White, no. Who have we got here? Russell Westbrook? Oh, yeah, that is... I was going the wrong direction. That is Russell Westbrook. Well done. Thank you. I was looking at that the wrong way around. Thank you very much.
Price of the brick going up.
Let's bring it across now and look at what lineups we've got up on the screen. Which ones we've got confirmed. We do have a couple confirmed, which is always good at this point. We've got the Celtics going with Smart, White, Brown, Tatum, and Horford. We've got the Cavs going with Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Karis LeVert, Lamar Stevens, and the Koala, Evan Mobley, because Jarrett Allen and Isaac Okoro are out. What else are we waiting on here injury-wise? What do we need to know? Who's in, who's out today? Let's bring that up. Beal is out. Kuzma's out. Gafford is out. Might be a Taj Gibson game. Definitely going to be a Porzingis game, Avdia game, Kispert game. Monte Morris is in, though, so that limits Delon Wright a little bit. Magic starters announced. Fultz, Harris, Wagner, Banchero, Carter. Same injuries as always. Same starters as always. Norman Powell, questionable tomorrow. I didn't think he'd be upgraded as quickly as Wednesday, but he is. So that's going to really hurt Bones Highland. Marcus Morris out of that game, by the way, just as an aside. Jarrett Allen out. Isaac Okoro out today. So Stevens, LeVert starting. Jimmy Butler's out today. Lowry is playing, and Gabe Vincent is questionable. So if Vincent misses, Lowry probably starts, and Oladipo is probably back. For the Raptors, Barton is out, and Trent is out. So you're going to get some Doughton. You're going to get some Boucher in there as well. The Grizzlies, Ja Morant is still doubtful. They're without Vincent Zaire Williams. Gordon Hayward is doubtful for the Hornets. Oubre is still questionable. Be shocked if he plays, but you don't know. Rozier is out. Mark Williams is out. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is out for the Thunder. Draymond is probable for the Warriors. Gary Payton is now questionable, and Jordan Poole is probable. So that's where we're sitting with that. What injury news just dropped here? What do we know? Rodney Magruder out tomorrow. Duarte out tomorrow. Sohan out tomorrow. Vassell out tomorrow. Keldon Johnson out tomorrow. Halliburton out tomorrow. Miles Turner questionable tomorrow. Buddy Hield available tomorrow. I still don't think Turner's going to play. Oh, Delon Wright starting. Monte Morris, Delon Wright, Corey Kispert, Denny Avdia, Kristaps Porzingis. So we can still go with Wright here. All those 5 guys for the Wizards are obviously some of them you're already rostered in terms of Porzingis, but the others are all streamable, absolutely rosterable for today, with the likelihood that Beal is done for the year is my guess, and same with Kuzma. What else is going on? So we got that one up there. Welcome everybody. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to have you. Good to have you guys here again. Hit a thumbs up while you're here. We got the official word on Damian Lillard, but you guys knew that last week if you watched this show, didn't you? Need to drop one so I can stream today. McConnell or Eubanks. I don't know why. They cannot be your worst player. They cannot be your worst player. Surely not. These are top 70 type of guys, potentially. Especially with Eubanks. You must have someone worse. Hayward is not out. He is doubtful. I'm hopeful. We're assuming he's going to be out, but it's not official yet. Would I pick up Horton Tucker or McConnell? I'd probably go with McConnell. Best back-to-back stream for points or threes. I wouldn't trust Oladipo at all. He's no guarantee he plays both games. For points and threes, I would take Strus there. I'll take Strus there. What is the chance Embiid plays tomorrow? Well, he's officially questionable, which means 50%. I think it's probably a little bit less. I think it's probably 40% chance that he plays. LeVert or Delon? With LeVert starting... Yeah, actually, that's really close. I'd probably take Delon because the usage guys are still there in Cleveland. So I'd probably take Delon. Delon or Dennis Smith? That's a tough one. I go with Smith. But that's very debatable. It's really close. Do I think Hield returning kills Noira's value? It hurts it. I don't know that it kills it. Noira was having some marginal value anyway, even when Halliburton played. So I think it hurts it, but I don't think that it kills it. Is Hallie a drop? It's very tough. I do not know this for sure. I think he's done, but I don't know it for sure. So it's very, very risky. I'd like to get a little bit more information on it if I could. Rylan says, thanks for replying to my tweet. I just dropped Damien on fortune teller. I'm not a fortune teller. I was told. I'm not a newsbreaker. I don't have many sources, but I do have a source in Portland. So when I tell you things about Portland and I make it very clear that this is not my speculation, I'm not telling fortunes. I have been told this information. So yeah, that's. And I will always be clear if it is me making it up or me trying to read what's happening or me distinctly being told stuff. Coffee. I have had my coffee for the day. It's empty. I screwed up on the machine, and so it's actually like a double hit today, so I probably don't need another one. So I've only got the one. Do I think Shea plays tomorrow? I think yes. Yep. Not a problem, Rahul. Do I take Svi or Isaiah Joe? I would take Isaiah Joe. I think he's a better player. Drew will play tomorrow. He's off the injury report, so there's no reason to think that he won't play. Middleton sit the first half of the back-to-back as well. They've listed Middleton questionable, which I don't know why they didn't just rule him out. I would if I was them. I talked about this at length on the streaming show earlier today. I can understand Middleton's going to sit one of these games. One's a very easily winnable game against the Pacers. The other's against the Celtics. So in theory, you put the good players out there, let's beat the Celtics. But they might also say, I'm not going to give the Celtics an opportunity here to game plan and scheme and try things when we potentially meet in the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm not going to give them a look at our guys. Like, if we lose the game, oh well, we're in a comfortable position anyway. So I could see them sitting him against the Celtics. Yeah, common sense just goes, we beat the Pacers, we beat the Celtics, we just keep winning. But yeah, it's up in the air for me. I don't really know which way to go. No way Hallie is done. That's not how we operate in Indy, especially with our star developmental pieces. Yeah, but you shut down Brogdon for 2 months last season, and you shut down Miles Turner last season as well. So while that's, we'll see. But yeah, that actually did happen last season. And again, my Halliburton stuff is not, it's not as sourced as the Portland stuff, but it's not pure speculation from me. Jeremy Grant's a drop. Yeah, look, Jeremy Grant, Anthony Simons, I told you they were done last week. I would have dropped them straight away. I feel really confident in the information that I got there. And Nurkic is the same. I wouldn't hold on to them. Is Gaffer to drop? Well, he's not playing today, and I'm pretty sure the rest of the week's a shit schedule, so go ahead. If Cade was in the upcoming draft, where do I think he would go? I don't know. I haven't done any draft work on this draft. I would say he wouldn't go. He would go probably top 5, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm answering because I don't know. Is Giannis playing the back-to-back? Seems he has been lately. I would say it's completely up in the air. Like, he literally just sat the last game with that knee problem that wasn't a back-to-back. He plays some back-to-backs. He sits some back-to-backs. I would say he's obviously probable for tomorrow, so I'd expect that he plays. But I think there is still a risk. I'd say it's probably a 20% chance that he sits, but it's still a risk. Who would I trust more for threes and steals with a back-to-back? I actually probably trust Joe more. Would I consider Sabonis a first-round pick next season? No, I would not. I don't. He's not. Is he a first-round player this season? Let me have a look before I comment too much. Sabonis. Actually, he's 13th per game. I don't like answering those questions because I don't know. Because I don't know what's happening next season. I don't know any players that have moved. But he's actually ranked a little bit higher than I expected. I remember when I did my first mock draft of this season back in like early September, and I took Sabonis at pick 24, and nearly every comment roasted me. What are you doing? This guy doesn't know what he's doing. What a terrible fantasy basketball analyst. Why would you take Sabonis there? I was like, yeah, maybe it was wrong. Turns out it would have been great. Larry Markkinen a drop in an 8-man roto. I'm guessing, D-Lou, that you have bench spots where you can just hold someone. Markkinen might play. There's no guarantee that he's out, so I wouldn't drop him yet. No way. We'll see, Jack. I agree that they have never tanked in a full season, but they do actually. Again, this is what I have been told at the Pacers. This is not me making it up. That there is a possibility that the Halliburton sit down here for the last 10 days of the season is just like they can't make the play in. He actually is dealing with an ankle problem. Don't be shocked if it's over. That's what I've been told. But again, the confidence I have in that is nowhere near as strong as me telling you about the Portland stuff. What's my favorite Australian meal? Australia doesn't really have meals like that. We don't have this is Australian food. There's no such thing as that. Australia does a lot of modern Australian food is like a lot of Asian fusion mixed with French techniques. There's nothing that's like an Australian meal apart from like shit food, like a meat pie or something. There's no Australian meal, so to speak. If Shea plays tomorrow, drop Joe. Well, not really, sweet, because Joe played 25 minutes last game with Shea and had 20 points with multiple threes. He's going to play 20 plus minutes every night, irrespective of Shea. Are all Magic players a drop after Tuesday for streaming? Well, I guess if your league ends this week, I can get behind that because they play Friday, Sunday, both 13-game days, and you can add someone Thursday, Saturday to replace them. The guy I'd consider Wagner and Fultz because you would use Wagner and Fultz on Friday, Sunday. They would be startable. Paolo probably, and Carter. Well, that's the thing. You would start Carter and Banchero. Would you start Paolo? You probably would. You'd probably start 4 of those guys on the high volume days. But is the difference between them versus your bench player, is it enough to justify not being able to pick someone up for Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday? Or streaming guys in? And it depends on the strength of your bench. But Fultz, who might be, say, your 8th best player, 9th best player, the difference between him and your 12th best player, who you could slide in to start for him on Friday, versus whatever you add on Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, that calculation probably does lean towards dropping those players. It probably does lean towards that. How high level are my sources? I'm not telling you who my sources are. I can't tell you stuff like that. Let's see what more news is dropping. Nothing else there. Nothing else going on there. We just need the Hawks lineup. I don't know if we get that. We need some information on Gabriel Vincent. Is Strus starting tonight with Jimmy out? We don't know. The Heat lineup is not confirmed, as you can see on the screen. We don't know. We've got Strus starting there. It could be Caleb Martin, but I think it will be Strus, but that's not confirmed. When it's in yellow, it's confirmed. We've got 4 lineups confirmed so far up on the screen that you're watching here. You missed me talking about LeVert. Is he must roster? I think he's worth having for today, yeah, for sure. Is he must roster? He's very borderline. He's been playing well. But with these guys hurt, then probably yes. Do I watch Australian Survivor? No, I do not. Do I think Jonas will be relevant and get good minutes in the playoffs, in the real life playoffs? With Zion out, they're going to have to give you minutes. If Zion plays, then his ability drops way off. Any chance the Kings rest players with Portland twice this week? I don't think so. Fox has had that hamstring problem a couple of times. I honestly don't think so, but who knows? With Halliburton out and Lowry a game time decision, is it safe to drop for stream sites? Again, it's not safe. It's not safe because I don't know for sure. I think that Halliburton, if he's not out, he is going to miss like multiple games here. And the thing with Halliburton is, right, he came back. For some reason, he played that back-to-back. Let me just bring this up and have a look at their numbers. He came back. He played that back-to-back against the Celtics and the Hawks. He's sitting Monday. He's sitting Wednesday. Now, I know, Jack, you're telling me they're not shutting him down. These are not back-to-backs. These are just games that he's out, and that is absolutely pointing to him not playing again this season. But I don't know that. And the same with Markkanen, who played last game and may play next game. I don't know that either. I think that Markkanen probably sits against the Spurs and might come back the game after, and I think he's going to be sort of in and out. I would feel more confident about Markkanen. I think if we had to go from here on out, Markkanen will play more games than Halliburton rest of season. And I do. It is very risky. I have no information on Markkanen. I do think he is going to sit out very soon, but it hasn't happened yet. Should my fantasy playoffs be over? Yes. They should have ended on 19th of March. The Spurs tomorrow. Let's talk about what the Spurs are doing tomorrow. Vassell is out. Keldon Johnson is out. Jeremy Sohan is out. But Collins will play. Jones will play. Graham will play. But Johnson, no Vassell, no Sohan. They're all out. We thought that there'd be chances. And I think that guys like Collins and Jones will probably sit Friday's game. I think all these Spurs guys are going to play 2 games this week. Do I think Poole is playing today? Yes. Very, very unusual that players who are probable are out. It happens, but it's very unusual. Who's my pick for fantasy franchise of the year? Reporting lineups, injuries, rotation, predictability, general transparency. You know who it is? Amazingly, at times they've been dreadful with the reporting on like Jonathan Isaac's injury. It might actually be the Magic, although there was some issues with them. The Isaac stuff probably makes it hard, and Jalen Suggs had some iffy stuff early in the year. But in terms of lineups, they announce it the earliest out of everybody. And the rotations are relatively consistent basically every night. So they're one of the best. Who else? The Knicks. The Knicks are pretty good with it. They're pretty good with their reporting on that stuff too. Although sometimes they don't... what was I going to say? Sometimes the Knicks don't release a starting lineup until like 5 minutes before the game, which is frustrating. Woj stated that Harden was expected to play yesterday, and with less than an hour, Harden was ruled out. How can we rely upon the most trusted NBA insiders? Yeah, look, it's really tough. Teams make these choices, but what probably happened is Harden was expected to play, and then they changed their mind, which Woj can't predict that. All he can go based on is what he is told, and somebody told him something, and then the mind was changed. Naz Reid is a hold rest of season. What's my thoughts on Jason Kidd as a coach? He's bad. He's very, very not good. What's my take on the Jaren Jackson Wemby KP debate for next year's draft? The one that I retweeted, I would take Jaren Jackson and I would take Porzingis and then I would take Wembanyama after that. I can't justify taking a rookie over 2 top 20 players. That's exactly what Porzingis and Jaren are. Yes, I do think Durant is going to be on a restriction, but probably like 29, 30 minutes. Any news on Oubre? There is no news on Oubre yet. We are waiting on Gabe Vincent, Kelly Oubre, Gary Payton. They're all questionable. Hayward is doubtful. Morant is doubtful. Draymond is probable. Jordan Poole is probable. That's what we know. Do I have a story about an encounter with a deadly animal? Never. Never once. What game will be interesting to watch today? I think Miami-Toronto is a little bit interesting. Butler out hurts somewhat. I think the Thunder game, even without Shea, they need to win, and I want them to make the play in, so I want them to win that one. The Pelicans are rolling as well. That's probably the game. The Pelicans-Warriors. Pelicans have won like 5 in a row by about 120 points, or 6 in a row, is it? And the Warriors need to keep winning. That's the game. The Warriors-Pelicans is the game today. Is this upcoming draft class the last nail in the coffin for the NCAA being the top league for NBA prospects with 4 or 5 top picks not in college? Could be. Yeah, I think the NIL might end up changing things over the next couple of years. And we'll see that pathway of going instead of overtime elite or the G League might bring more people back to college. So I wouldn't say it's dead, but it doesn't look great at the moment. Any particular reason I don't do this show for Thursday night slate or just rest? Normally on Thursdays, I do the live mailbag show. So it's just that I don't want to double up in terms of having a mailbag show, then another show sort of following straight after it where we're just answering the same questions again. I might end up doing one for Thursday this week, though. I don't know. Who's my 6th man of the year? I'm going to do a full show on this. I haven't actually broken down the numbers. To me, it's probably, maybe it's Portis. I don't know. I have to look at it. Brogdon's been pretty good. Quickly's also obviously been good. Any thoughts about Mexican Palmers? Vlad, I'm going to need to know what you mean. Now, I'm going to guess that they have like a pico de gallo on them instead of like a Italian red sauce. Is that what it is? Don't tell me they have corn chips on them. I've never had a Mexican Palmer. Or is there jalapenos on it? That's my other guess. Ralph, what do you mean? More life-related content on TikTok. What should I post? We'll see. In the off-season, there's going to be some opportunities. In a Yahoo Points League, Julian asks, 2 games of Herb or 3 games of Najee? Why is it? Oh, because Herb's still on waivers. 3 games versus 2, right? You're in a Yahoo Points League. Herb's already bad in that situation. So you're talking about 50% more games. I'll take Najee. Herb might play 28 minutes a night for 2 games, 56 minutes. Najee might play 22 minutes a night for 3 games, 66 minutes. And Najee's a better scorer than Herb, so I would go Najee, I think. Playoff live watch party. I don't know, Q. I don't know what I'm going to do in the offseason. But at that point, it's a long slog going through all of this stuff, and my brain sort of turns off quite a bit, and I just keep away as much from doing as much content as I did. So we'll see. There'll be something going on. I'll do some sort of thing, but I just don't know what yet. What made me become a sports analyst? I like sports. I like watching sports. I like talking about sports. I feel like I'm good at it, and I had somewhat of a unique voice in doing it, and it's fun. Who do I have winning the NBA championship? I'll get back to you when we do the playoffs and do my playoff projections. I don't know yet. Herb Jones or Josh Richardson is an ESPN points league. James, I'd be really worried about what Jones is doing points-wise, or fantasy points-wise. Just look at the last couple of games. I probably lean Richardson in a points league. Is Cam a hold for the week? Cam Johnson? Look, they've got a shocking schedule, obviously. Will you play Cam Johnson on Friday or Sunday or even Wednesday with 10, 13 games on? I would hold him. His role is sort of secure. But if he's going to sit on your bench Friday, Sunday, then what's the point? Then you move on after Wednesday. Pick up Strus or Joe. Look, it is a little bit of a coin flip. I do lean a little bit towards Joe, but it could go easily as Strus. There's no clear-cut winner there. Clear-cut winner. To what extent do I think my opinions carry throughout the fantasy basketball community? I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. I don't think they carry that far, to be honest. I wish that in certain situations it would carry through to some bigger sites like Yahoo when I tell them about making IL plus default when changing their default playoff weeks, when being able to institute certain rules that they don't always institute. That doesn't seem to carry as much weight as I would like it to, but otherwise I don't know. I don't know how much my opinions carry through. Okongwu or Collins? Okongwu's been outperforming Collins. So it's probably him. It is very risky with a bloke playing like 19 minutes a night, but it's probably him. Keon Johnson, McConnell, or Nembhard? I'll take McConnell there. He's just a better, more proven fantasy producer. Yeah, he's a more proven fantasy producer. No more news coming out at the moment. Still waiting to see if anything else is going to happen here. Let's see if we get any more updates on things. Hopefully we get something. We have not yet, though. Big day tomorrow with 10 games on. What other news is on here? Do I see Shea or Jar playing on Wednesday? Yes to Jar. Shea, I think it's at borderline. They don't play a tough team. I think they play the Pacers. They play like a bad team. I know that. So I think Shea's up in the air. I think he's obviously legitimately injured. I think he probably does, but I'm more confident in Jar playing. Suggs or Richards for today? Give me Richards. Should you drop Tyrese Halliburton, I'm guessing, for Avdia? I'm in the finals. Well, we already know that Halliburton's out tomorrow, and we know that we're getting decent games from Avdia, at least today, right? And then the Pacers go Friday, Sunday, when you've got 13 guys on. Now, Halliburton's obviously really good. I just have my doubts that he's going to play both of those games. So in your final, I think that it's a risk, but it's probably going to benefit you. Should weekly ads and IL slots be reduced in the playoffs? No, God, no. Why? Why would that possibly be something? If anything, and I don't think you should change rules, but if anything, they should be increased. Why should they possibly be reduced? Why would you reduce weekly ads and IL slots in the playoffs? That seems crazy to me. Yeah, no, absolutely no way. Jack, I don't care. My thoughts about players sharing their political stances openly. I honestly just don't care. Why does Nick Richards have the nickname that I gave him? What, Big Dick Nick? Because it rhymes. And it's funny. Hayward done for the year? I do not know. But everything is leaning towards that. I was pretty amazed that he was playing through last weekend, and now he's doubtful with a thumb sprain that we never saw happen. That makes me think that he might be done, but I don't know. Much like I don't know with Rozier. Much like I don't know with Oubre. Everything is leaning towards that with Rozier out again. We're looking at where this team is going. Hard to know. Feel confident that saying Hayward's not going to play every game from here on out, though. I know that much. Grayson Allen or Javon Carter for the back-to-back. I would take Grayson. Harden and Embiid both expected to play tomorrow? No, we just don't know. They are both questionable. I would suggest Harden plays and Embiid might not. What games is Eubanks a must-start this week? Eubanks is a must-start every game. Good, Vlad. I'm glad you got back to me about the Mexican Parma. Favorite Mexican dish? I don't know. I like a lot of Mexican food. I'm going to Mexico in a few months, which I'm excited about. Maddie, you should know that I follow the Bulldogs, but I don't want to talk about it after our performance this weekend. We are 2 minutes away. Is Austin Reeves playing better than Polo right now? Category leagues. Is he? I would say it's pretty close. I would say Polo. With LeBron back, Polo has bigger upside, though. Streams for today. Leaving that a little bit late to ask that question. But there's some pretty obvious ones. Let's have a look. Who's a good stream for today? Delon Wright's a great stream for today. Tyus Jones is a great stream for today. Nick Richards is a great stream for today. Karis LeVert's a great stream for today. Dennis Smith, Isaiah Joe, Chris Boucher, Caleb Martin. There we go. Congrats on 60K. Thank you, my guy. I fear that over the offseason it's going to drop back under 60K. Then we're going to be on mission 60K again heading into next offseason. Because people, for some reason, when their fantasy season's over, they just unsubscribe. I don't understand that personally. And they'll resubscribe later in the season. But it will happen. I know it will happen. So we'll probably end up dropping back under 60K. What's my opinion on Zion's future? It's obviously not great at the moment with this injury. This is taking forever to heal. That is a real concern. I still think that he's obviously an awesome player, and I just hope he can stay healthy. And obviously we're not ruling that out, but the length of time healing from this injury is a legitimate concern. And that is going to do it for me. Hit the thumbs up on the way out. That'd be great. Leave comments, subscribe. Don't unsubscribe, maybe more importantly. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for being here, guys. I'll see you later. Bye.